Hey y'all, it's me, your favorite pimp, Ty. So tonight we have the fabulous and wonderful Dr. Kim McNair. We just want to say, first of all, welcome to Lessons Learned from a Pimp, our web series. So let's get into it. Hey, Dr. Kim.
Hello. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. When you said lesson learned from the pimp, that did me and I.
That's my, wait a minute, you gotta come back. Hold
Oh,
on,
my
Lord, have
goodness.
mercy. That
All
means you
right.
ain't never watched my stuff.
Okay, wait a minute. I seen the pimp, but I didn't know it was the way you said it was like lessons learned from a pimp. I was
Yes,
like, okay,
Project Pimping.
right. Oh,
I don't
I see,
pimp.
I've
yeah.
seen the pimp on.
PiMP is
I've
really
seen
what
the
it is.
pimp on stuff, but I didn't. Way you said it was so much. Oh,
Yes.
You better do it, girl.
Yes.
You better let them know.
Yes, what it is.
Okay. All right. Big pimping.
Big spending G's. No,
Oh,
I'm just
I love it. I love it. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm glad to be here.
and
Blessed and highly favored.
Yes, and I'm glad to have you here. So very honored for you to be here. You came all the way over yonder. I won't say where yonder is.
I like that personal in-person thing. I know we have to, we have to do sometimes virtually, but I mean, if I can be live and live in color, I love it.
Well, thank you so much. So I'm not going to do you a disservice or all of the things that you are, because I feel like you're like Whitney Houston, like I'm every woman.
Okay.
So give us a little background about who Dr. Kim McNair is.
All right. Who am I? Who do I do it for? Right. Well, I am Dr. Kim McNair, better known as your woman on the move. And I am also the founder of BWEP, Business Women Empowerment Project, which is my nonprofit organization, my baby. Producer of Women on the Move. I used to have a show, 4 seasons, Women on the Move Live, which, I enjoyed being in front of the camera, but, I don't mind being behind the scenes and doing what I do. With KMP, 30 plus years, event planning, business, marketing, and, just really serving the people. I'm a loyal servant. So on every platform and everything that I do, it's all about service, and you have to do it with excellence.
Yes, I love it. So you also are a project manager, right? So
All the projects I have to do, I'm managing everything.
Yes.
Move this, move that, do this. No, but logistically, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Because that's what, it's when you're working on events, those are projects.
Yes.
And then outside of that, there's other pieces that I do, because I do work a la carte. So I may have to project manage the front of the house, or maybe I'm taking care of the stage and production. It just really depends. But within that space, and then it could be another type of project where a company is coming in and they're working on some things, and they just need someone that understands how everything comes together and who can logistically bring it together.
Yes. So you guys heard it here. Project management runs across any diaspora, any industry, because here we have Dr. Kim McNair, who plans like multi-million-dollar events across across this city, across Atlanta, across the world. I think probably.
Well, yeah, definitely the Southeast.
Yeah.
Just traveled over to Chicago recently doing some things. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
yes.
Most definitely.
Falls everywhere. So this month, Dr. Kim, we're talking all about relationships and collaboration. And I know that your tagline is collaborate, connect, and create. So give us, in your own words, tell us what that means.
Well, for me, the 3 C's. I used to say the W3 C's, right? Women who collaborate, connect, and create. And I think everything that we do, I know within my space, it's collaborating. I'm collaborating with my vendors. I have to collaborate if I'm doing something in the marketing space. I have to collaborate a lot of times with media, in talking to them, or, publicists and things of that nature. So there's always a level of collaboration. But in doing business, I think it's always good to somehow collaborate. A lot of people talk about partnerships, and I've been burned. I've done some partnership stuff, and I was like, well, wait a minute. This partnership I'm kind of losing a lot of control. Yeah, it's like, I've been doing this a long time, and you come in, but because you're a partner, you feel like you got you can just control. Wait a minute, not something I've been doing and
Yeah.
I know, and you don't know what I know, and I don't know what you know. So
Right.
So I learned then that it's probably better to collaborate.
Okay.
Therefore, in the collaboration, you have your database and what you're doing. I have mine,
Okay.
but it's going to give us both exposure to each other's, platforms, to each other's database. And if they choose to do whichever, they can. But it's better for you.
Yeah.
The other one is connecting.
Mm-hmm.
There's power in the connection.
Yes.
Okay, so when you connect with people on different levels, you have to kind of know how to navigate through that space with that connection, because each connection is different levels, right? It's, you have a connection that may be here, but something that's here, and then something that's you've connected to someone, but now you have to develop that, right?
Ooh.
And that's where I roll into creating great relationships.
Okay.
Relationships will open the door for a whole lot of things. You want to be in a situation where you're connected to someone and you have a great relationship with them, and they're talking about you when you're not even in the room.
Ooh.
And people say, "What?
Yes.
That's their sponsor." Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
But I want to be able for someone to get to the table and say, they have a problem. They're trying to figure out how to solve this problem.
And then
How are we going to get it? How are we going to get this done? And somebody say, "Well, wait a minute. I know somebody. You might want to call Kim McNair."
Kim McNair.
She can help you with that. Who is that? Oh, pull her up. Whatever. But, I've had that. I've had people say, there was a project coming up, and they had a discussion, and someone said, "Well, do you know Dr. Kim, or do you know McNair Productions, or do you know?" And that's kind of how it goes. And then I get a call, or someone says, "Hey, do you have time to have a conversation?"
Yeah.
Well, we talked about this, and do you think? And then it kind of rolls from there. So I love the fact that I have relationships that I have created that allow me to be talked about and at least be thought of when I'm not even in the room.
Yeah.
I mean, I was here and my name came up in Chicago, and I'm like, okay,
Yes.
what we need to do? What's the problem? How can we make this happen for
Yeah.
her? I'll get this project done. So yes.
So creating those relationships, how do you nurture them? How do you continue to nurture them and make sure that they stay alive and well?
Well, follow up is good. I send out Christmas cards. I send out Christmas cards. I know a lot of people do electronic, but I actually get cards. I start looking and get boxes and whatever, and I send out Christmas cards. For people that are really close by where I can get to. I do a holiday, drop off. So I go to, and take cookies, and some goodies, and just drop stuff off and take, just like, hey, this is my holiday. This is just a holiday something for you. And it may be something that they can share in the office. I just go to them. Just like the other day, I went by a lady that always supports me. She supports my nonprofit. It's anything that I'm doing, she tries to support, even if it's just saying, "Kim, I'm going to come." And even if I can't come, "Kim, what can I do for you?" It was her birthday the other day. So, it popped up on social media. It was her birthday. So we're in a group chat.
Yeah.
And I was the first one that morning to say, "Happy birthday," right? And everybody, "Happy birthday." I said, y'all didn't know. But I had a little trick up my sleeve. I said, I got to go into the city. And on my way back, when I get off I'm getting off of her exit, and I'm taking her a little birthday something. Oh. And I went to her office, and they got to buzz you in and all that. And she said, "What you doing here, Kim McNair?" I said, "Happy birthday." She said, "Oh my God." So it was so cute. It was so cute. But but those things, it makes a difference. They're like, "Dad, you thought of me," or you thought about something. I could have just left it, "Hey, happy birthday," in the group chat,
right? And
and went on with it. But I make it a point to really,
step.
to take the extra step, or just send an email saying, "Hey, just checking in with you, just checking on you," or maybe they have something that they're doing. How can I support? Could I come? Not asking for anything. How can I support? How can I help you?
Right.
Okay, a lot of people, they don't do that. Or I may just show up at something. I have a very good friend that you may know, Lorraine Cochran Johnson.
Yeah.
And she was, going through her campaigning and all, and we all know she's going to be the what do they call her for DeKalb County? She's going to be the
city
chairman,
manager, or the chairman.
Chairman. She's going to be the I can't say that on here, but the head person for DeKalb County.
Okay.
Because Thurman is retiring, so she's taking his position. But just happened to pop up. She was speaking at a luncheon, and I said, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna get me a ticket.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna go." And lo and behold, I was like, "I'm here for you." I was just saying, I sat and I just enjoyed and everything, and she was just so elated. What she said, and I'm just glad to see some friends of mine, and Kim McNair is here. You know, she was just, because she had no idea I was just gonna pop in. But sometimes it's good to do that with relationships, you know, that are good. But even the ones that you're cultivating.
Yes.
Okay, because a lot of, you know, you want to try to, you know, just make sure you just, you know, you're checking in here or there.
Yep.
Sometimes even with me, because I do events, corporate events, sometimes, you know, my clients may say, well, Kim, you know, we do have a few extra seats if there's someone you want to invite. Or if it's a signature event of my own, then I say, you know what, I'm going to make sure I allot so many seats for some special guests.
Yeah.
That's an opportunity for me to invite some of those. Come out. You know, I just want you to come. No, you're my guest. Come and enjoy. Come and just be here, network, and those type of things. So that's kind of how I work on those relationships and those connections.
Yeah, so personal touch is what I hear, like signing the card, the Christmas card, the birthday card, and then if I look up on my cubicle and I see that Kim sent me a card and now I have this big project coming up, I love that.
Yes, Some people don't think of that because it's very, things have become very impersonal because everyone's doing everything online.
Yep.
It's all email. I'm going to send you a card that way. Or I'm just going to, everything is so social media driven and virtual. I think that, you know, we've gotten away from that. So when people receive that, it's like, oh, wow, you really thought enough of me to take the extra step or go the extra mile.
Yeah, that's so awesome. So everything here, we're all about lessons learned, right? Because it helps us to become who we are in life, right? So what is your biggest lesson learned so far when it comes to fostering collaboration across these teams that you work with? Because you work the UNICEF ball, and these are different people.
Oh, yeah.
How do you foster those relationships?
Well, you know, you always want to make sure that that you're listening effectively, that you're trying to listen effectively so that you can see how you can do things outside of the box, or you can help, again, solve that problem that you may hear in that conference call or at the table.
Yeah.
You know, some people get it, and I ain't gonna say nothing, I'm just going, no, you want to be inclusive. You want to be a part of the team. You want to show that. You know, so problems that I have, or, you know, things that I may run into with some of that is sometimes it's some people's personality, they just don't really know you yet because, again, you're coming into a new space. So coming into something on the level of the UNCF Mayor's Atlanta Mass Ball, right? And I work under UNCF. So they contract me for what it is that they need me to do. So when you're dealing with something on that scale, you're dealing with a large number of people.
Yes.
Okay. So, you know, when it comes to a time, this conference calls, you know, we're on there, you know, you're listening, and sometimes, you know, Kim, that I'll get called out. I better be ready.
Yeah.
Okay, I better be ready to say something, right? You know, and so that's one thing. But then there's times when we have to be together, all at a big table, or be at something, and you just want to be able to, again, just chime in when you can. You know, don't just try to be a little person over in the corner, and, you know, just assist where you can.
Yeah.
And listen effectively is going to be important, because if you hear something, I can, you know, you can solve that, or you got a solution for that. Right. And even if you have to ask a question, you may think it's to ask a question, because don't assume anything, and not in a role in a setting like that. If it's a question, well, I know it might sound a little something to you all, but I just want to be clear, because you want to be clear. You don't want to do something like, oh my God, you want to be clear. And just try to stay a couple of steps ahead of things, if possible.
Okay. So I think the effective listening is definitely
it's
key.
Important.
Yeah,
it's important. Yeah, and being able to keep up on them emails, because they come. But, you know, I work on multiple projects at one time, so it's important for me, as far as a lesson, that I'm touching something every day. I'm touching everybody, and some people some ways I have it set up where I can, you know, okay, today I'm going to be focused in this space, and I'm going to focus on this person this day. And then, you know, of course, if I got something of my own, because we have as an entrepreneur, it's 7 days a week. I don't know about y'all.
Every day.
I think it's every day. So, you know, but I did get, don't work to the Kim, it's the Sabbath, it's Sunday, you shouldn't be working, it's the Lord's day, don't do anything. So I'm like, okay, but, you know, but when you're in crunch time, and I say it's production time for me, you know, I make sure I put my time in the morning, and make sure that I'm I'm giving God everything that I have, and I'm doing that. And then, brunch time, y'all
Yes.
going to brunch, I'm going to work.
Right.
Okay,
I feel the
y'all go
same
ahead to
way.
the brunch, but I got to get in.
Yeah.
I just got to get in there and do, because I want to be ahead of the game. You want to
Yep.
be ahead. The last thing you want to do is, oh, well, I'll do it, and then you just, oh my gosh, the pressure is on, right?
Mhm.
And I'm an early riser.
Mhm.
I like morning. I'm very good in the morning.
Okay.
I may go into the office at 4:30, 5 o'clock, so that, when they just coming in, they like, oh gosh, Kim, she got all this stuff in here. You know what I mean? Because I'm good. But in the evening, and if I have to crunch, I'll push it.
Mhm.
But I would rather have my evening where I can relax, and that's my personal time.
Yeah.
I love movies and doing the little TV.
Yeah.
And being able to have that, go to bed or just relax.
Just relax. And
But
let it all
I'll,
go.
the relax time. But I'm a morning. I'm up.
Yeah.
Getting it in.
I love it. So let me go back just a little bit, because you talked about not being afraid to ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that a lot of people are when it comes to being on a team, because they think like you said, the question is going to sound dumb and crazy. How do you, as the project manager, make sure that everyone feels open enough to ask a question?
Just is anything else? You guys got it? Or just, if you see someone, and within the team, someone who hasn't said anything or haven't given an input, you might want to say, Mary, is there anything you want to add to this? Because we get ready, because I want to make sure that, and that gives them an opportunity. Well, I thought, or this or that, or they may just say, no, I'm good. But as you see, working on a project, you'll see people that may not say anything.
Right.
You want to, give them an opportunity, not by calling them out and making them feel embarrassed. You want to add anything? Because we're getting ready to wrap this up. I want to make sure your point is in, you got your stuff in, you good. Is there anything I need to get you? And go on. And then throughout as you're, developing and doing what you need to do, it could be a one-on-one time where you can say, you good? You all right? I know I didn't hear, you didn't. Oh, no, guys, please don't ever be afraid to ask a question now. Because I ain't going to say I know all, tell all, know everything. You got my back, right? Okay, so if you see me running my mouth or something's going on or somebody's and they don't, they missing something, it's okay to just jump on in there. You're not jump in, but say, hey, one thing I want to make sure we don't forget.
Right.
We don't forget.
Right.
It's not like I'm telling it's got to be a we, a us, because it's a team effort, right? So you want people to feel like they're included, and their job or whatever it is on that project or whatever it is that you're working on, that they feel like they're in it together. We all got skin in the game. We all want to win.
Right.
If it's a project within your company and your workspace, and you got a team, and we got to beat these numbers, and we're looking at the board, and we got to get this done. Okay, let's make sure collectively that we're all pulling in so that we can do this, because we don't know who the team on the other side, what they doing. We getting that big look. We get in the conference room. And they say, "Okay, Kim, what's your group?" I say, "Oh, here we go." Well, we want to make sure we tight, and we, and encouraging them. Encouraging your team, right?
Yeah,
that's important. People want to be encouraged. They don't want to, because we don't know what's going on at home,
right?
Behind their closed doors. So we want them to feel encouraged when they come to work or whatever it is that they're working on, and they'll be more eager to want to come and do it. They'll be like, oh yeah, I can't wait, because we,
Yeah.
And feed the people, girl. Bring some sandwiches.
Give them a little something. I know you like to feed people.
I know. Why is that?
That must be the Southern in you.
I don't know. It seems like it goes along forever. I'm like, I got to have food. You don't have to. I said, well, I want people to be comfortable.
Yeah. I have some little apple things over here for you.
Okay,
good.
Y'all, it's always good to have a little snack.
Yes, you got to make the people feel comfortable, make sure they're good. So when it comes to your vendors and building relationships with those people, the third-party people, not the people that you're working directly with, how do you nurture those relationships and make sure that they know about Kim McNair and her productions?
And that's one thing I can do a little. I need to expand on, because I have some vendors that I, because we work well together. I'm just constantly, and I probably need to kind of come outside of that bubble and form some new relationships. So that is a goal of mine. But just making sure that we all look out for each other. I do the same thing for them for holiday times or whatever. Making sure that as we get a project, we all understand what the client needs, because it's really them, and then working the numbers, because everybody has a budget, right? And as I tell my clients, you work with my preferred vendors, there's a benefit there. So we do offer them a discount, in some way. And they offer discounts. So,
right.
I say basically working with my preferred vendors, we'll work the numbers. They're going to work with us to make sure we get to where you need to be. They ain't going to lose their pants now.
Right.
But we're going to try to get you where you are. And they're going to do a great job. And they're going to make sure, because, again, that's a reflecting of them. You don't know who's in the room.
Right.
Right. So just nurturing those relationships with the vendors. Like I said, I probably need to spread out a little more and build some more relationships on that point. But the ones that I do have are good. I need to check. I used to have a florist that I work with really well, and I need to check on Verna and see how she's doing, because I haven't I need to use her. Thank you. I haven't called her in a while. I need to spread some love, and that's what you want to do too. You want to spread the love around. I've done some projects where, again, like I say, a la carte. They said, "Well, Kim, we need you to do X, Y, and Z," and I was looking at the young lady, and she had this vendor. She had different vendors for different things, and the one lady said, Kim, if she just would have told me everything she needed, I could have done it all. Now you got 3, 4, all these different vendors coming here on all these different pieces. And now here I am. I got to make sure everybody pieces get back to their piece. Everybody gets their stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was a little hectic there. And we had an issue where the stanchion. So one vendor didn't get their stanchion or the rope or something. And it was just, I'm like, okay, hold on. What we talking about? Because again, you got all these different people picking up.
Right.
And then you had, and it just was something. But I was able to go, because my client, because I've worked with this particular vendor, and she was like, oh, I think I got somebody. So I said, look, I didn't even get a chance to call you because she ain't open on Monday. So the event was a Saturday. I had to wait. And I said I was going to be calling you or heading over to you to see if you had that so I can solve this problem, because they were like, someone stole it. I'm like, oh, no. Not on my watch. We ain't stole nothing. Oh, we don't. That's a harsh word then. Yeah. And took care of that. So I was like, oh, gosh. But I try to do like a one-stop shop if we can't. When it comes to decor and things of that nature, you pretty much can work with a vendor that has relationships with others, where everything can just come through the one way versus all these different
vendors. So collaboration.
So that's a collaboration on that end, right? Yeah. And so and some of them I know also that she uses. So again, there's a camaraderie there in that, and she said, well, Kim, maybe and I can say, well, look, don't worry about so and so. I can handle that from them. You just work on this side. And that's how we do, even with AV, that's a big thing. So that's your production. Yeah. Audio, visual, lighting, all that. Yep. I'm in love with LED walls now. It's like, you want a projector? I'm like, oh, okay. Let me bring it back there. So what kind of projector are you talking? You talking about the one on the table? Because we really don't do that anymore. We can get you a projector on the truss. Right. And use some looms that we're going to shoot across the room, but we don't really do the table thing. Because I just had a client say, oh, we can just go rent. I said, oh, wait.
Please don't.
No. We can't do that. This is a 25th anniversary celebration, darling. So I think we need to. It needs to be. It needs to. And then I had to say, well, my brand. I gotta protect my brand here. You can't do this to me. No, but we make it. They understand, and it. We make it work. But it's all different things. But it's fun, and it can be a little frustrating at times. But you know what? I think God gives us challenges. He puts us in spaces, but He's always there. Yeah. And we just have to be able to overcome. Because we're going to run into the obstacles and we're going to run into things. It's just how can you solve that problem and overcome that? Yeah. So it's always thinking, okay, how could I, make this happen? Maybe you're doing an event or you're doing a program or whatever it is. Yeah. You have a guest speaker that's caught up in traffic in Atlanta, and you're looking at the runner show, and they're supposed to be here at this time. So what am I going to do? They already text and said that they're in traffic and they're trying to get there. Yeah. So how do we do it? How are we going to adjust the program? So I got to look and see on the production schedule on how I want to reshift some things so that we'll give time for that person. But also we got to think about the time, because we got to get out of here. Right. We can't have, I don't do late. We can't be
Please don't
So
come
then
late.
so how do so I need to look at everything so that when I go to my client, I have a solution. Why don't we do this? We'll shift this person up here. Maybe we'll go ahead and acknowledge the board here versus down here. And then at least that'll give some time for this person to get here so that they can give their keynote address.
So I have 2 questions.
Oh, good.
One question kind of just popped up based on what you said. What about contingency plans? How do you plan for contingencies? How do you put that into your planning when you're thinking about your running show? What's your plan A, B, C before you even get to there?
I mean, you have to pull it all. You gotta, you just gotta lay it out and then like, okay, well, if this doesn't happen this way, this is how we're going to handle it over here.
Okay.
And but that's something that you're looking at constantly.
Yeah.
Soon as I get with a project, I'm laying it out and looking at it. Like right now, the projects that I'm working on, I'm looking at that, looking at that all the time and where I need to be able to shift things. Because you just may have to do that. Yeah. And it's based, sometimes it's on people's schedule. I'm trying to put people together to film a production piece of a project. And I this is my first time ever not having enough people. You're not available. I gave you 3 dates. And you can't do nothing. Well, no, I got a meeting this day and these 2 days I'm gonna be here. I'm like,
that's because she's meeting with very important people.
I'm like, you gotta go where? So okay, so can we have it filmed and you send it in and we insert it and all that. So those are things. So we just got to make it happen because we got to have it now. We gonna make this work now.
Yeah. So you have to always constantly be thinking outside the box.
Outside the box and how to. So today was a good day. Today was a good day. I was able to get a mayor. I'm not gonna say who that mayor, but a mayor locked down to be able to do this film and production that we need. And it's gonna put us under the gun to get edited, but we got it. We need you. So. Right. I was so happy today that they said, yes, I can do this date. And I was like, thank you.
Yeah. So that takes me to my other question. How do you handle frustrations with your clients, with your vendors? How do you keep it? Because I've seen your forehead kind of frowned up a couple of times, but never really.
Well, you gotta keep,
cool.
You gotta keep your cool. And, you have to in a certain case. And the last thing you want, but I've had little instances where there was some things. I mean, I'm here, it's move-in day, and I've had the team is there, and I was like, I'm like, okay, we got to get this done. I'm looking at the time, we have to be ready by this time. I need everything set by a certain time. Yeah. I got to go through a run through. And I said to the girl, I said, well, you guys were supposed to be here at such and such time. And I don't know what she did. I'm still moving, and all of a sudden my phone rang. Hello, you don't be talking to my people. Like I said, talking to your people like what? And it was like, well, she said. I said I didn't yell at her. I just said you should have been here already. And she said, well, if you got a problem, then just call me. You don't have to say anything to them. I'm like, oh Lord. I said, look, we don't need to even go here today. Yeah, you ain't even here. Yeah, I'm going to the person that's here and saying y'all should have already been here. Yeah. And we got to get this done. But I guess. You have to take a deep breath. And we got through it. We worked on other projects, but, it gets intense sometimes. Right. But you got to take a deep breath. And, look, I didn't mean anything by it. If she took it offensively, that was not my intent. Right. I was just saying we're on the time schedule. And you guys should have been here earlier. Right. I mean, and she was like, well, we had a range. I said, oh, you're going to hit me with the range. You know how the people say they come in between 8 and 12 and all this stuff. Right. And you like, so it was like, well, my movement was between 2 and 3. I'm like, okay, so you came at the 3. Right. Oh, okay. Right at the last minute. Okay, like, now you're going to put me under, because, it's like, so you just push through the best you can. I mean, I've had, with others, or, sometimes I may have to pull somebody to the side, and I've had to do that with volunteers or people that are helping, pulling them to the side and say, look, we don't eat at the front door. Don't, if working with me and you're doing check-in, don't eat at my table. They're coming here. People got to understand, you're the front of the house. You're the first thing they see. You're setting the tone for whatever's going to happen after this check-in. Mm-hmm. So if they come here and you sit up here, oh, how you doing? Can I check you in? No, not here today. No. Hello, how are you? Welcome. Right. Oh my gosh, you look great. Right. Give them a compliment. What? Yeah. They really feeling it, ain't they? Yeah. And they, all right, right here, go ahead in. Or if you have a situation where someone comes and well, I'm supposed to be on the list. And you know how people change names and send somebody else's name, and you already got the stuff done, and nobody changed. You just got to come. You're probably here. Just hold on one second. Let me get the person that I need to get. Right. Don't answer for me now. You just hold on one second. We're gonna get you taken care of. You need something to drink? We can get you some water, and just give them a minute, and they know, y'all know who to find.
Right.
And then we'll make sure and go from there. Because I probably, if you say the name to me, I done probably seen the name 1,000 times because I done scrubbed the list 1,000,000 times. You know, because again, the seating. Yeah. Making sure that seating of the tables and what I'm dealing with now, Lord have mercy.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. You have to keep your cool. So I understand. I know that a lot of times when it comes to working with people, like, you have to step back. I've had people like come up on me like a roaring lion, like, just roaring at me. And I'm just like, well, I'm not real sure what we need to do right now, but let me go find the right person so that we can talk. And
it almost makes them look foolish, or makes them look, when a person, somebody gives them a little like, wow, why are you so hard on this person? You might need to step back, and it gives them, because some people, we don't know what they're coming from. Right. We don't know what was going on before they walked in. Did they argue in the car? Did this happen? That? Right. So they're coming with, with these different frustrations, and it may not have nothing to do with you or me, right? But it's just what's going on. I mean, I had a situation with a young lady that I was working with on the project, and she was just talking very disrespectfully or whatever. And one of the girls said, Miss Kim, I don't know how you. I said, let me explain something to you, honey. My brand is bigger than this. Right. Okay. Right. So I said, because if I get into a back and forth with her, that's what's going. Y'all gonna hear. Oh, she hurt. No, you're not gonna hear that. Okay. Yeah. I'm good.
Okay. So when your brand is on the line, you have to remain.
I got it. I got you. Yeah. But it's that thing gonna come around. Now you're gonna see me again. Yeah. You're gonna need me again. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna need this something. It's gonna circle itself around, and eventually, or something like that. But I don't have to fight it. The word says he got it. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I'm not gonna get into no tit for tat. I'm not gonna let anybody disrespect me, call me. Or I would probably walk away before I'm not. I just don't. I think right now at the level I am and the years that I put in. Yeah. And again, if I'm gonna say I'm gonna operate in excellence, I'm gonna show you. Obviously, you don't know what excellence looks like. So let me show you. And I'll just go on this way. But if you want to step off and have a conversation, we can. But I'm not going to do a confrontation right here. I'm not going to come to that level. Right. I'm gonna make you rise to the occasion. Right. Yeah. You have to do that. Yeah. So those things happen. But I think now. But then again, also, people see your demeanor. They know. They kind. They know that. They know.
Not to fool with you.
They know. So. and that's just how it is. Am I talking too much?
No, okay, no, not at all.
I hope I'm hitting all the great points.
Yes, you are. So before we wrap up for this session, right? I want you to tell everyone about the Women on the Move Summit.
Oh, yes, my baby.
Can I give my testimony?
Sure you can. Yeah, sure you can.
Before we go. Women on the Move, really changed my life. You can go and network so many different places in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. But I feel like your events, they're always so authentic. The people that come, the relationships that are formed, I formed so many different relationships outside since that Women on the Move Summit. Mm-hmm. And so I just want to say thank you, first of all, for putting it together. I know I'm just coming around, but pivotal in life. So I really want other people to know more about it and participate. So tell us all about it.
Oh yeah, come and experience it, because this is an experience. You have to really, be in this space. And it's an organic situation. Mm-hmm. It's really, the Women on the Move Summit was created for a platform for women who were in business, about business, and ready to do business. Mm-hmm. I wanted solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, small business owners to come into a space with like-minded people, but also to be able to get and hear information they need to grow their business, their brands, and even themselves. Right. Because again, if you're not good inside, if you don't have what you need mentally, physically, how are you going to grow your brand? How are you going to build your business? Yes. So, touching on all those things it's really important. I was talking about the mental health and all that before it became popular.
Popular.
That empowerment before it was popular because
Yeah.
we needed to empower and encourage one another. I used to always say, let me encourage, I'm gonna encourage myself and I'm gonna encourage you so you can encourage yourself and someone else.
Right.
And so that was always important. But I wanted to create a safe space where people can come and they can really hear from these CEOs, people that are running these Fortune 500 companies, these top level executives, explain to other women and men come as well, how what they need to do to get there. This is what you need. This is how you need to navigate in those spaces. I've had people that are in male dominant positions or male dominant industries,
Right.
and there's a way you need to navigate if you're trying to move to that next step or get to the next level.
Yep.
Because you're gonna run into things. They do things differently. We know the good old boys club, the fellas, how they do things.
Right.
So you got, if somebody can kind of tell you how to navigate in that space,
Right.
that's great. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I need to do this.
Right.
Or, we're always hearing, you may be the only one in the room. Well, create a space where next time you won't be the only one in the room,
Right.
that you can bring in, okay, Shalonda.
Yeah.
Okay, Jaquita. I know they be messing with Jaquita, but you need to be in this meeting.
Right.
Open up a door for somebody else, or like they say, send the elevator down and those things. But they can I wanted women on a platform to be able to explain to other women, so they don't have to keep making the same mistakes and going through all these hoops.
Lessons learned.
Let's get, give me what I need, what I need, or just give me a nugget of some sort. Or you know what, even if you, because there's a Q&A time, and maybe we didn't get to your question.
Right.
When they get off that platform, get up and make your way over there and say, hi,
Right.
introduce yourself. Here's my card. Or can I get your card? Or how can I get with you
Right.
to really learn a little bit more? You may get a mentor, or how can we get together? Is it possible I can do you have any consultation time? Do you have a 30-minute consultation? Whatever it is. And that's what it's all about. But then not only that, we just come together. I try to do my best in getting the right people on the platform that people can relate to,
Right.
that can help them and give them the information they need both ways. So yeah, that's what it's all about. It's women that we're all on the move.
Yes.
We're trying to get where we need to go. I know that I started my business untraditionally. I had, $500 in the dream. I had no business plan. I just had, I had a couple dollars, and this is what I want to do. And this how and did I bump, boom, boom, up and down, move this way and that way? Yes. But if I can keep the next person from not making all the mistakes I made,
Right.
man, we all winning. We're going to be good to go. And that's what it's about. We need to look at it that way. A lot of people think we're catty, and we ain't. And there may be some cats out there. I don't have no cat. Okay, I don't have a dog either. But, there may be some people, but that's not, but I think, your environment, right? It's the people, how you are, you're going to attract the people like you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So again, you got to, it's just the environment of what you're creating around you. And then although there's some people that you see that may not get it, they may not have it, if they're inclined to be able to receive what you're trying to give them, then they good to go. But if you got them, oh, I got it, I'm good. Okay, you sure? All right. Well, I'm always here.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think, like, you tell a story all the time about someone that helped you, like they saw something in you.
Oh, yes.
The light. And I think that's when it comes to women on the move, like a lot of the women, because like you said, they've been there before, they've been in those situations. So now I'm able to help my sister climb up. Like I may not be able to help you tomorrow, but maybe call me the day after tomorrow, and we'll see how we can work together.
People to come and meet and do business together. People have gotten, worked together, done deals together, collaborated together on projects. They built, friendships. People that they can call on to kind of help them in their projects or whatever it is that they're working on. And that's what the space is like. We want it to be fun and comfortable and have a good time, but we also want to make sure that and I'm just going to say, I don't like to say it's just to be saying we, but me personally, being the creator, the producer of this, I want to make sure everybody leaves with something. Yeah. That they didn't come here and it's like, oh, it was another rah-rah. I want them to leave with something. If it's a thought, if it's a new way of doing something, if it's, wow, I can do it this way, leave with something that they can now build on and it can help whatever it is that they're doing. I say, come and fill up your bag. You want to get your bag, fill your bag up and leave and go apply it to your everyday life, to what's going on at your business, to your team. It may be something, wow, I didn't look at my team that way. Well, you know what? Now I need to go back to my team and say, hey, you know what? I want to apologize how I was doing it, or this is what we're going to do now to get things going. You know, I have some people coming, and we're going to talk a little about, you know, money and funding, because we need that. You know, the Fearless Fund got all screwed up. Yes. And I just, you know, and this is just something. I just saw something come out, a special grant for LBGQ. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Did you tell her she couldn't do this for only African American women? Right. And I'm really going to see how we're going to sit back and watch how this goes, because I just saw something on that, and I'm like, so we'll just continue to watch the news and see how that navigates. But again, another block, but we got to figure out how to overcome that. There are the other resources and things out there for us, and getting people to understand that, to grow. Like I said, I always saying grow in their business, because, you know, we have a lot of women and men that are out here doing business, but are you doing it effectively? Are you doing it efficiently? Are you doing it the way that you should be doing it? Right. And if you're not, we're not here to embarrass you. Just come get like I said, come get what you need and go apply it to your business, or what you need to do so you can grow your business, your brand, and yourself. Yes. Come on out to the Women on the Move Summit.
So tell us when it is and where it'll be.
It is September the 19th. Yes, it's always the third Thursday in September. We're at the Porsche Experience Center. And that's what I want you to come and have the experience. A beautiful location. If you want to do a demo ride, we have the Porsche demo ride piece of it that we do. That's fun. So those that want to do that, you can register for that as well. When you register for the summit, come out and just really enjoy what we have. I'm working on the swag bag items and stuff now, and we're just gonna come together and break bread and fellowship and have some fun. Yes. But also we're gonna learn a little something. And it's not all day. I tell people doors open at 8. We start at 9:10. I'm gonna give y'all 10 minutes. 9:10. We're gonna get started, and we're done at 2. So you can get out before the traffic, get where you need to go, and enjoy the rest of as you're going into your weekend. Yeah.
It's an awesome experience, and you all should come out. I'll definitely be there, and then I'll make sure that we put the link for them to purchase the tickets. Yes. On the YouTube and on.
And I have a special right now, so your folks can get on. Yep, so they can get their tickets. Now that special it's the Labor Day weekend special, and that's going to run probably to that Tuesday after Labor Day. So hopefully. Starting Monday, it'll start encouraging people, or next week, I should say. I shouldn't be saying a date. You know, this is that evergreen.
Yes, we need evergreen.
Yes, evergreen material. Do they know what that is? But anyway, one of those days, so they can keep going and everything. But yeah, I'm really excited, and I want people in the room. Yes. I want people to be in the space. We have our sponsors, Georgia Power, Clayton County Water Authority, ViStar Credit Union,
yes, I love
Kroger. Southern Regional Medical Center. Again, when we're talking about yourself, you got it. You need that. Again, yes. So that's important. And WCLK, which has been a media partner since I started. I never forget when the general manager came to my very first one, and she sat there, and she said, "I love this. I'm going to support you." And every year, she gives me 2 weeks worth of advertising on the radio, telling people to come out and be a part of it. And they give away a few tickets on air, and I love it. And again, I didn't know she was the general manager of WCLK Jazz in the City.
Yes.
I was so happy that she was there. So again, you never know who's in the room. You get people, you have people buying, because people are grouping up, getting tables, or someone say, I'm just going to go and support. Because I've had people say, I'm going to go and I'm just going to stay till lunch, and then they can't leave. They're there at 2 o'clock. They're like, I couldn't leave.
You don't want to leave.
Yeah. We had a good time. Yeah. So that, that makes me feel, it's a humbling feeling. Yeah. And it's like, okay, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, Lord. Yes. I'm you gave me an assignment. He's given us all gifts and talents, and I want to use my gifts and talents as best possible to represent him. So I make sure that I try to just do what I need to do, and I'm being obedient. Yes, being obedient.
Okay, that's a different show because
I know. Look, I'm sorry.
No.
I can't leave him out. I'm sorry.
No, I understand. No, that's a different show because I'm also working on my obedience, so that's a whole different show. But we're gonna get into that.
Well, you know, I have my virtual coffee. So
yes,
virtual coffee with Dr. Kim every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. 30 minutes of devotion, motivation, and inspiration.
See, I told y'all she was every woman.
Come on now, y'all can come on in the virtual cafe and bring your coffee, your tea, your water, whichever you drink, in the virtual cafe, and we touch and agree virtually all over the world.
Yes, see, every woman. Dr. Kim.
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me. This was great.
Yes, I appreciate it.
Beautiful, beautiful set. I love it.
Thank you so much. So we are going to close out for this session of Lessons Learned from a Pimp. Dr. Kim, I know I'm God-fearing too, but anybody that comes on the show, you have to pop your collar. So, because I appreciate, just pop your little collar. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, okay. Brush the dirt off your shoulder. That's it.
Yes. I love it. This is great.
Yes. So thank you again. And remember, everyone, embrace every lesson learned because they are the building blocks for your tomorrow.